Scene Singles Roundup! Hey, hi, hello, how are you doing? Your old dad here, back at it again with the Scene Singles Roundup, where I talk about my favourite and the most talked about scene or scene adjacent singles that have been offered to us this week. Dropped a wee Spotify playlist of all the songs that we're talking about today below if you want to have a wee listen and let me know your thoughts as well. But with that out of the way, let's go! From the upcoming record, No Love Lost, dropping through Pure Noise Records, Wish What's Her Appetite, with an intense riffing affair with members of Sanguisugabogg. It's a short and sweet song with a good evolution from 2020's internal incarceration. If you're a fan of the dirty, more unapologetic and raw side of metalcore, this track by Year of the Knife is all for you. Frank Carter's carved a nice little niche for himself through hard work and a strong and dedicated fan base. I just have a bitter post-gallows taste in my mouth here. While I respect the man of the hour just croons his way through a mid-paced, mid-tempo that builds to nowhere. It's kind of like a nonsensical, rambling cosplay of Alex Turner from AM era Arctic Monkeys, and that just falls flat for me. Personally, I always commend artists for pushing themselves out their comfort zone, but that doesn't mean that I have to enjoy it. So we've got a wee heartfelt acoustic offering from Adam Lazzara and co. Lyrically, it walks down a path of nostalgia, and production-wise, I really appreciate the pacing on the song. It just takes its time and allows each instrument to breathe. I thought the lead guitars in the middle section and the orchestral layering throughout the song was a really nice touch. While the song's got a tasteful and a mature approach, Taking Back Sunday are exactly where they should be in their career, and I'm all for it. Slope are a German funk meets hardcore band that I found back in 2021 through the release of their album Street Heat. This track focuses more on the side that fixates on their influences of like Primus and early days Red Hot Chili Peppers as opposed to the more hardcore elements. It's still got that kind of first album turnstile sound that drew me to the band in the first place, and there's a lot of really inventive tempo changes that just keep guessing throughout the song. The band don't seem to want to pigeonhole themselves, and it's got me really excited for their next album, and to be honest, it's a bit of a big deal because it's been released through Century Media Records. It's been a wild ride witnessing Knuckle going from their humble beginnings to becoming one of the more established veterans of the pop punk and emo scene. Losing What We Love is, as always, quite a beautiful and touching vision of the genres that the band merges together, all the while never being afraid to kind of shoehorn in the aggressive moment every now and again. Okay, some fabulous emo-tinged punk rock styling from Connecticut's Anxious up next. Down Down has some strong hooks with a more beefed up approach to the genre compared to their contemporaries' current offerings. It's a song that focuses on the feelings of exhaustion and the repercussions that emotions can have on the closest around you. On Down Down, Anxious take a relatable concept and weigh it on your heartstrings. Although they've become a wee bit of a punching bag due to them evolving into a YouTube cover sensation, Losing Game shows some light is left in Our Last Night. However, it is a far cry from The Ghost Among Us and We Will All Evolve, which in my opinion are two of some of the best post-hardcore albums from that time period. At this time, the band are always going to have a relevancy due to the fact that they are a cover sensation. At this point in time, Our Last Night are always going to have a bit of relevancy in the post-hardcore scene, as they're always going to be known for being a cover band. So I am surprised that they even half-arsed this song. The song itself feels quite half-baked, and I do genuinely wish that a lot of their covers rubbed off on their songwriting skills. They are so talented in terms of being musicians, and the vocals are incredible. It's just, their songwriting has just got so weak. So this is the first time I've ever listened to ZOMBIESHARK, and I really wanted to include them this week purely for the fact that I grew up being obsessed with bands like I Wrestled a Bear Once and that whole cyber grind circuit that was in the mid to late 2000s. This band takes all the crazy ideas from those days, filters it through a modern metal production, and to be honest, it is everything that I ever wanted from that time period to come back. I really want to see what happens in 2024 for this band. I genuinely see some big things happening within their scene. A good chunk of fuzz makes this track one for the shoegaze indie punks out there. Scottish sad gang Crocodile Tears pack a punch for an angsty 3 minutes, delivering promising hooks with a fresh perspective. It feels like Neck Deep have grown up a lot in terms of their songwriting. This track channels quite a lot of Jimmy Eat World, maybe even Coming Home era Newfound Glory vibes. Putting personal taste and opinions aside, the chorus hooks did keep my attention, and although we're in an era where the elders of the pop punk scene are always slowing down a little, the chilled out vibes are very welcome, and it's feeling more autumnal than it is summery. 12-year-old former America's Got Talent contestant Harper has dropped a cover of Chelsea Smile by Scene Stalwarts Bring Me the Horizon. It's nice to see this era of Bring Me in the Spotlight, and although it's effectively a karaoke rendition, I wanted to talk about it due to the fact that how good it felt to hear a song from that era with a modern take. Harper's vocals are really improving with every track, and in all honesty, it's just really cool to see someone younger pushing themselves within this genre. Even newer bands in metalcore, everyone's almost in their 30s. So, like, to have a 12-year-old putting out a good sounding song, it's welcome. Having initially been influenced by, I think it was Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box, I think it was a Spirit Box song that she done on America's Got Talent. Pull Cord and Rise Records that Spirit Box are part of seem to be safe hands with Harper, and it looks like they are really pushing her career forward. So normally I would have a big bias when it comes to Scottish bands on here, but I need to be objective. Having said that, I can honestly see Misplaced being one of the big breakout bands from my native land. Too Much Not Enough is a very short and sweet semi-acoustic number that's quite reminiscent of Boxcar Racer meets early Neck Deep. Overall, a nice song, but I wouldn't recommend this to first time listeners. If I was going to get you into Misplaced, I would recommend the song Ghost Town, which I'm actually going to sneak into the playlist below as well. Dying Wish are not missing a single step with every song building up to their upcoming album, Symptoms of Survival. Their Gothenburg imported riffing is in a deliciously rare 3/4 time signature, which has some of the most progressive songwriting in metalcore that I've heard in a long time. This kind of songwriting just makes them feel as experienced as the band still touring from the glory days that they're influenced by. Finally, we have kind of a strange one from Attila. While I admit tracks such as About That Life and Party with the Devil are what you would call a guilty pleasure, but it just feels like Attila are at a crossroads and can't pick a lane. F You Forever is a very mid attempt, which has Franz being the ever annoying edge lord, which is a shame because it feels like the band itself are trying to push into a more mature direction. Kind of lyricism that's on display is fun, but I just feel like it's a wasted opportunity for Franz to show a more vulnerable side, to have something a bit more meaningful. So having said all that, these are just my daftly opinions. What do you think of these songs? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff that everyone else asks you to do. I'm very new to YouTube, so every like, share, and subscribe, just spelled my T. Every like, share, and subscribe means the world to me, and I'm just trying to get better with every video. So just let me know what you think of all these songs, and have a good day.